Hey folks, sorry I just had to stop there. Welcome back to Lieutenant Todros. Have you learned aught of interest? You persuade a gang of refugees to lay down their arms? The Flame General will be pleased to learn of this. Less so, these other revelations must apprehend this treasonous snake at once. They're both the same. And it's inferior to what I already have. Yeah. Swift is determined to stop the rabble-rousing merchant from sowing further sedition. This merchant has not only publicly incited sedition within the Sultanate, but gone so far as to provide material support to would-be belligerents. It galls me that his role in the uprising should have escaped their notice for so long. Yet I can well imagine why it did. Rightly or wrongly, those with whom he consorts do not trust us. Alas, trust is not easily gained, even in times of peace. We must nevertheless try, for I believe it is only with the cooperation of refugees they'll catch our quarry. And so I would have you continue your investigation in Pearl Lane. We know that merchants sought to recruit people of lost hope in Stone's Throw, so it's reasonable to assume that he may have approached residents of Pearl Lane as well. After all, the first riots occurred within the city itself. Most, if not all, will refuse to discuss this subject with you, but there's one who may be willing to do so. A man named Ethelbert. He too has his misgivings about us, but I believe he understands that these riots do little to further his people's cause. Oh, is it the guy from the scene earlier? Might be. Though now all I can see is, that meme about people were showing a picture of a GIF, I don't know, a short video, a clip of a thing, and it's set in a locker room, and the guy's wearing a top, straps similar to that. Kinda similar. It's weird leather strap thing. I know someone did a Tuhu meme with slotting in Tuhu characters instead of the guys, but, the leather club's down the street, I think was the line. First comes a man with a promise of deliverance. Seeing your suffering firsthand, and bearing no longer, he says, your friend, your ally, your comrade in arms, take his hand and he'll guide you to a better tomorrow. Then comes a soldier with the promise of justice. Follow the man who came before at your peril, he says, for they who sow the wind shall reap the whirlwind. The man's no saint, and if you can see that, we're but tools for his task, to be used and discarded. As for the soldier, he thinks only of his mission. He's more honest than the man, but every bit as ruthless, make no mistake. With whom shall I cast my lot? Neither, says I. As far as I'm concerned, you're no better than the bastard you pursue. Now the soldier's thinking, how else might he get what he wants? He tried the diplomatic approach and failed. Mayhap a firmer hand is needed. Mayhap he needs to make an example out of this Almayan scum, like he did those 5 fools from Lost Hope. Well, you'll get no justification from me, soldier. If that's what you're waiting for, I'll not raise a hand against you. But neither will I lend a hand to help you. Not that it makes any difference. Pah. The gods seem bent on granting your every bloody wish. Distrustful merchant. There you are, Albert. Have you given any thought to my proposal? You, aye. There he goes, towards the gate of Ta. Go and claim your prize for coin and country. We just nod. Yeah, sure. Didn't you want justice for Odo? Well, why are you still here and not scouring Central Tanalan? Keen to teach me a lesson before you go. An eyelash is acting up. You again. Why are you pursuing me? Sedition? Treason? Revolution? That's preposterous. Who fooled your head with these lies? Refugees? Self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Alda? Ha! You've no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the halls of the flames. You've no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, I'd say I did do the things you claim. Sure, you don't think I give a quern's arse about politics. It was business. Only business. We both know I'm not the one you want. Whoever agreed to protect me, I swear to tell you everything. A little slow in the reactions there, Drom. What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others spread out and search the area. The killer may be close. I'm glad it wasn't some bullshit. You must have done it. I got a lance. Oh, I see you ate the body. Oh, adventurer, well, know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you're not the one you're not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. The Hearthstone equivalent recharges nice and quickly. Yeah, it's only a couple minutes. So yeah, it's actually pretty nice. Just 900 seconds sounds like a lot more than it is. What news, Lieutenant Todros? Where's the merchant? Murdered? Damn it all, to the 7th hell. It was not simply murder, Lieutenant, he was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair though, we may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Swift has a message for you from General Rubon. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. We discussed your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphanot has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. The Sultana will be in attendance. Don't keep her grace waiting. Excellent work, John Crane. The information you brought us helped me persuade General Bond to call this meeting, and mayhap now we can discuss matters openly and honestly. We've been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside. And thank you for paying me for turning up. I need a new ring.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
What a name.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, In the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats, given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation. Destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Well, that was a bit of a delay. It's beautiful. Recent revelations weigh heavily on Alphinaud's mind. I forgot to know the truth, and yet the thought of all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in disputed territories. Fortunately, we are already well positioned to do so, Lieutenant Todros. Pray keep us informed of any developments in Carter now. Begone, whelp. This is no place for children. Sniffle, sob, I'm sorry. I was looking for you, mister. People said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? So we visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? Will help me look, mister? Of course. First, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there. We require but a moment. Okay, mister. I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans and 8 reserve primal. Even doing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Menfui is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources. And ourselves. Mayhap the time's come for a change. Drumcaren, this is Menfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in 12 would have taken a turn for the worst. I'll explain in detail once you arrive. The 12s would? Then the promised threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I've received no reports of Exali activity, which leaves the Sylphs? Go, Drumcaren. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I'm grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I'm more than capable of protecting myself. That's why I didn't hear the character running before, because it's focused on the position of the camera rather than the position of the character. That is a thing you can change in settings. I remember seeing that the other day. I'm come on behalf of the other seats here to petition the aid of your order. The antecedent has been apprised of the situation. It is relieved to see you healthy and hale, Drumcran. Latest news from Oda was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphinaud suffered was to his ego. Doubtless he'll heal ere long. The other Sans will need to be present for this meeting. If you're ready to begin, I'll summon them now. Menphilia wishes to discuss the latest threat to arise in the Black Shroud. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you, it were that urgent. To business then. I received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs have called forth their revered guardian, the Pramo Ramov. I'm sorry, may have? Then it is not certain. The elder seats here informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Weaven's return to the forest. The Sylphans, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramov is reputed to act only in defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping close watch on the touched ones in their movements? If preparations for summoning ritual were indeed underway, they surely have not escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You pursued this eventuality, but it did not to prevent it? I told Papuimo. I suppose I could have reported things to my Fulia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramov once right after Calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castro Mosendis stands, Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Yad and I are in agreement. The actions of the Forest Folk were inevitable and unavoidable. I maintain that observation would have remained best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Old Ad drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. Tis like that Sylphs received this panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. But be it as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Drumcran, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Sols, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gardinia. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Rama can be convinced of her intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. With such a thing possible, we may not have been in war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. Maybe this time we can... Let us continue this discussion anon. We must first consult with the nation most affected by Rama's presence. The elder seats here has requested your personal involvement, Dromkaren. Pray report to Commander Heox to the Adder's Nest as soon as you're able. Seal yourself for the worst, while I hope for a peaceful negotiation to this resolution to this matter. Experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of 11 will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed, and I do hope you join me again soon. I'm gonna go get some food. I may pick up straight away then afterwards, or I might leave it till tomorrow and go play some Total War. Or I might just go get some sleep. But all the same, I do hope you've enjoyed this, and I do hope you join me again soon. We'll talk to all these once, when I come back. So, till then, love and peace. I know after this we have Shiva, but that might be the end of the... Like, basically I don't know what comes after. I know we have Ramov and Shiva, but I don't know if there's anything else that comes after. We do have to complete this, the Crystal Tower, or whatever it's called. We do have to complete that at the very least. So yeah, we have to complete that at the very least. So, but beyond that, I'm not sure. I will be trying. I will be doing the binding coils as well, and you know the different extreme matches, any dungeons I've missed, you know, and I also want to deal with the books. But you know, in regards to the main scenario stuff, I think we're nearly done. I will go, when I come back. I will go and try and work on these. Like do these dungeons, the fates here, waves, enemy killing, that kind of thing. I'll go work on that next. Let me start again. I think we're nearly done with the main scenario. There might be more that I don't know of, but beyond that, I also want to work on, you know, the side content, because as far as I know, you do have to finish the Crystal Tower before you can progress to Heaven's Word. Oh, and beyond that, I just want to do it on principle. Same with Binding Coil and the like Beast Tribes, and the trials, you know, like the primal extreme fights and whatnot. Same with Ultimate's Bane. I want to do all this on principle. It's there, it's, you know, content to do. Also, fighting this guy. So, yeah, I'll, while we may be nearly done the main scenario quest, there's still other content I want to get done. So, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I do hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you would like to tell me about, please let me know in the comment section below, but do keep in mind the backlog. The time of recording is the 3 minutes past 3 in the morning of the 4th to the 5th, 2020. The 4th day of May, 2020. Truly, this year is going just flying by. Truly. But yes, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I do hope you join me again. Feel free to let me know whatever you want in the comments, but do keep in mind the delay between recording and release. Also, beyond that, if you do want to comment on Anne, please include a timestamp. Otherwise, like Anne in particular, do include a timestamp. Otherwise, I won't have a clue what you're referring to. And that's probably preferable to do in regards to anything I record, because often I say things and forget about it immediately. So even if it's something I've recorded much more recently and with less of time delay between its release and whatnot, I still probably forgotten exactly what you're referring to. So, yeah, it's probably just a good idea. So, till next time, folks, love and peace. Soon enough, we'll be moving on to Heaven's Word. I do want to move on to it soon. It's just, I want to make sure I'm finishing A Realm Reborn properly. You know, I don't want to half-ass it. So, till next time.